The sports page with the Orlando Sentinel and FM 96.9 The Game's Mike the Bulldog Bianchi.
On JRR.
There he is, the Bulldog. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. The sports page brought to you by the Nickley Group. Hey, you home buyers out there, interest rates are going down and inventory's up. The Nickley Group is Central Florida's #1 real estate team for a reason. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley. All right, where do we want to start? Let's start with baseball. Last night, man, the Toronto Blue Jays came out aggressive with the bats. They hit 5 home runs. They pound the Seattle Mariners 13-4 last night. Toronto had 18 hits, all within the first 3 pitches of each at bat, which means they were going after it last night, and they closed to within 2-1 in that series. Hopefully my Mariners can rally and win game 4. So we'll see what happens there. Did you guys watch any of that baseball game yesterday? Probably.
I watched the highlights this morning. Yeah, it was definitely, they were flying out of that ballpark left and right, man.
Not a bit.
Absolutely.
Taco's anti-baseball until the World Series, just for the record.
Every year. I just tell me when it's World Series, and then I'll pay attention, usually watch 1 or 2 games.
We knew it was coming for your favorite NFL team, Lynch. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa apologized yesterday for comments he made after Sunday's loss to the Chargers, in which he revealed that there were some of his teammates who weren't showing up for players-only meetings, who were showing up late for players-only meetings. And he got on the podium yesterday and said, quote, "I've made a mistake and I'm owning up to it. Right now, I should have protected my teammates instead of revealing all of that stuff." So he made his apology. It's going to be interesting to see how his teammates treat him moving forward. If his line blocks for him, if his running backs run for him. But these are all professionals. I hope this is the end of it. But man, the Dolphins.
He should have apologized before this.
Sorry. I think there's another side to this issue here. If what he said is actually true, I'm sure his motivation was, hey, you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Let's call it like it is and see if that serves as motivation. And boy, oh boy, did it not.
Yeah, that was a dumb move.
It backfired on him.
Yeah, we had O.J. McDuffie, the former Dolphins player, on our show. He's on our show every week, and he said yesterday, if they're not showing up for players-only meetings and he's the captain, that's a Tua problem because they obviously don't respect Tua. And he said, hey, if I played with Dan Marino. If Dan Marino called a players-only meeting, we're showing up. So maybe it's also that Tua doesn't have the cachet or the resume to get the respect of the players. And that's if Dan Marino had called out the Dolphins, it wouldn't be an issue. But Tua, after throwing 3 interceptions and being second in the league in interceptions this year, he doesn't have the resume to do that.
Gotcha.
Thursday night football tonight, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Don't look now, but the Steelers, who many people sort of just thought were going to be a mediocre team this year, they're on the verge of running away with that division, the AFC. They're 4-1. The Bengals are 2-4, and the Ravens and Browns are now 1-5. So you figure that out.
Yeah.
Can slow Joe Flacco get the Bengals a win tonight? I have my doubts. So we shall see. The Magic's final preseason game is tonight against the Pelicans. Of course, the regular season starts this coming Wednesday against the Heat. So we'll see what's going to happen. There are rumors and rumblings that Jalen Suggs, who has been injured since midway through last season, may play tonight. He's been doing some contact work in practice. So hopefully Jalen Suggs gets out there and is ready for the season opener. That'd certainly be a plus for the Magic.
You see Billy Napier squirming yesterday?
Yeah, Billy Napier. I mean, the rumors and rumblings up in Gainesville is that he could be fired after Saturday's homecoming game against Mississippi State, win or lose.
That's the part that is, if you're him, you're like, what am I supposed to do at this point?
I don't agree with. If they're going to fire him, they should have fired him after last week.
Right, exactly.
Why are you going to let him coach? if you've made your decision, then fire the guy. And I realize there's an open week after the Mississippi State game, but still, they should fire him if they know they're going to fire him. Supposedly, Scott Strickland, the AD, had a big meeting with these well-heeled boosters, and they say, hey, we're going to stop contributing money unless we have a change of direction in the program. What's a change of direction mean?
Yeah,
coach, right?
Dude, if you're Napier, we can do something to clown them fools. Punt on second down. Go for it on fourth every single time, even in your own end of the field.
Right.
You'll remember me now.
Here's a question for you. If you're Napier and they say, okay, you're fired, but you have the option to coach out the rest of the season, do you coach out the rest of the season, or you just take your $20 million buyout and go to the beach?
See you, bye.
Yeah.
Although Ron Zook, when he was fired several years ago by Florida, the Zooker, they gave him the option, and he said, you know what? I'm going to coach the team. I'm not quitting on these players. Zook told the story at the Orlando Touchdown Club. He was the guest speaker on Monday.
God.
And he told that story. He goes, I had the option to, not coach the rest of the season, just take the buyout, but I decided to coach.
Did they give him a little more money on top of the buyout for finishing the season? Because I would stay if that was the case for Napier.
No, I think
it's called your salary. It's your salary.
They just gave him his salary.
Yeah,
they paid him to do his job.
All right. So, he is Mike.
By the way, UCF quarterback Cam Fancher listed as out for this weekend's game. Homecoming game. So that's not good news.
He is Mike the Bulldog Bianchi, sports columnist for the Orlando Sentinel, host of Game On weekday afternoons on FM 96.9 The Game with Brandon Kravitz. And we appreciate you taking time here to fill us in on the sports page each morning, doggy.
By the way, happy birthday to the Grateful Dead legend, Bob Weir. Trucking like the Doodah Man.
Follow the WJRR.